Assalamualaikum and hello everyone. Welcome to my lecture on academic writing for Masters in Business Administration. This video is part 1 of the lecture. Let me introduce myself. I am Ina Suriyani. You can call me Dr. Ina. I am a senior lecturer at Center of Liberal Sciences, Faculty of Applied and Human Sciences. Have we met in person before? Given the pandemic situation and the location of my office, which is in Pau, it is away from business school, I doubt that we have met before. Nonetheless, I hope we would get acquainted in this Google Meet session later. And please get your camera ready, yeah? Get your camera ready for the session because everybody would need to participate in the session. This lecture has two objectives. In the first part of the lecture, we will look at the first content, which is Objective 1. The Objective 1 is identifying literature sources and resources. So in this lecture, we will look at the academic writing sources, the various tools available, the purpose of your literature review, and the flow of your literature review. Literature here refers to the reading materials for academic purpose, not the literature in artistic sense. Now, literature sources, you can see the list here. So you use published work, preferably reviewed work from established publishers. Why is that? Because you want to be confident on the data that you are reporting about. Okay, Wikipedia is where anybody can add to the content, and the content is vetted by the social media community. However, often the content is not vetted by experts, so it is risky to use the information as a foundation for your study. Okay, as scholastic writing, we totally avoid, okay, not just try, we totally avoid using Wikipedia. Nonetheless, you can use Wikipedia as a starting point to discover legit publications in the references. So you scroll further down and you'll find references in the Wikipedia. So if you found any useful information on Wikipedia, refer to the source of information and read from the source, and then you can cite the source. As Unimap students, you have access to the e-library, which contains many high-quality journal articles. If you have not visited the e-library yet, I recommend that you do so right after this class. Okay, log in and go to the database that is relevant to your field. Just like a physical library, you need to put in effort and spend some time to identify the shelves that are relevant to your field. In this case, platforms, okay, various platforms. So explore the library and make sure that you use this privilege. So in simple words, another one is on journal and journal articles, just to clear things before we go into more complicated matters. Yeah, so what is the difference between journal and journal articles? In simple words, journal refers to the magazine that is published on a specific topic, whereas journal article refers to the article that is written on a research and then published in the journal. So you have the articles, okay, many articles in the magazine, or in this case the journal. Now, which journal suits my research? You can check the quartile of the journal in your area by visiting Schemago. The higher citation, okay, it goes by citation. The higher citation means the more times the article has been cited by others, which translates to better visibility and better impact and recognition. And this is the Schemago page, or the scientific journal rankings. So you can see, you can enter the subjects, the categories, the country, and the year. For my case, I choose art and humanities, and then I put there language and linguistic, and then I put there all regions, and I specifically choose journal of 2019. And then what Schemago will do is they will list out all the journals according to their ranking. By doing this, you can get to know and explore the journals in your area. The top quartile is quartile 1. That means it is the journal, okay, like this. If you put all the journals that exist in your area, let's say in my case, genre analysis, let's say there are 100 journals there. So the most highly cited journal, or the most impactful journal, okay, the top 25, that means the first 25, the most important, the most significant, I would say, in terms of citation, will be in quartile 1. Okay, the first 25%, or 25 out of 100, will be in quartile 1, and then the next 26 to maybe 50 will be in quartile 2, and so on. So you have quartile 1, 2, 3, 4, and some journals doesn't make it into the list at all. So SGR is, or Schemago is, one of the easiest platform to identify the journal that is relevant in your area. Of course, sometimes the title might not be exactly what you want, but it helps you to narrow down. You have to go through, okay, you have to go through the list and narrow down the ones that is relevant to you. You can also download the Schemago report and have it in Excel data for further exploration. That means you want to put it according to impact factor, or you want to put it like according to area or subject. Yes, you can do that. Our next point is on identifying the literature sources. There are two types of literature sources. Primary literature presents results of original research in formats such as articles, pre-publication prints of articles, and conference proceeding. Okay, of the sources in this category, you are most likely to find and use journal articles, whether traditional paper journals or those that you find online. Okay, and primary sources literature refers to first-hand information obtained from research articles in journals where authors describe the methodology, the result, the discussion, and conclusion. So it can be identified by reading the abstract. Secondary sources provide second-hand information. Okay, that means primary is taken right from the source, whereas secondary is a second-hand information, and sometimes it can be commentary from the author about other researchers. So a secondary source describes, interprets, or synthesizes primary sources which derives from other researchers. So for scholastic writing, only primary literature source should be used. Secondary literature source should be avoided if possible. If you cannot find it at all, it's like old manuscript. You can't go and find that old manuscript because it is in Leiden, Netherlands, and it's COVID. So maybe, yeah, you can use a secondary literature source, yeah, use it as secondary literature source. But if it is not that important, you shouldn't put the secondary literature source in there. Okay, if you really want it and it's important, you must go to the proper article. That means go back to the source and cite it as your primary. So being able to identify them, whether it's primary or secondary, is an essential skill to researchers in any field. Secondary literature refers to research works reported in the articles belonging to previous researchers. The works are not done by the author, and the author are using the works as their references. Now you can find many secondary literature in review articles and conceptual papers which describe the ideas or research of others or discuss practical implications of a finding. Now, review article often surveys the current event of literature and organize it in themes rather than introduction method result discussion structure. So when you read the article, you should know whether it is a review or reporting a research. Okay, you should know that. And if it's a review article, it is usually excellent in building understanding of a topic quickly, because from the review you can pick a few of the relevant references and then you go and read the original works to refer to. Now, do not trap yourself by citing the secondary references as primary references in your viva. Later, you might be quizzed about the research that you cite. So it would be a disaster if you cannot show any understanding on the primary citations. So be honest about it. Yeah. There are major works that are written on the topics, and there are later works that build on them. Now, these later works extend or respond to the original paper. The literature is continuously evolving, a network of scholarly works, yeah? So it's continuously evolving with uh, other research works, and they interact with each other. So the arrow is like I'm citing you, you're citing me, like that. So your role in literature review is to understand the relationship in this evolving web and how your own ideas connects to it. You have to know where you are before you go forward. So you need to identify the research gap that exists in the web of your topic and figure out the needs to be what to be done next. So as you read, develop your own awareness on your research in terms of research problem, research gap, research objectives, research questions, significance and limitation of your research. Always reflect that when you are reading the other people's work. Practice active reading for this. Because of the connection, you must know the well-established research in the field, and you must be aware of the most recent relevant research. Finding collected or theories put together by recognized experts in the field must be reported. You can use Snowball Method, which is done by studying the references of the key research articles. So you have a few key research articles. You go through the reference list at the end to find the papers related to your topic. Now, you find the paper from the reference list, okay, find the full paper, and then you read critically before citing the paper as your own primary references. Now, let's take a walk through Unimap Library. How many of you has been through to the e-library? Okay, this is the first page of the Unimap library, and you see on the right there, enter your username and your password, and then you can log in. So you can contact the library later on there's an instruction down there on how to get the login information. So you can contact them if you do not know, okay? But if you know, please log in and explore the library. As you log in the e-library, you will enter to this page This page is on EResources, and you will have the list of EResources starting with the citation database, which is Science with Skyverse Corpus. Yeah, and then you have the ebooks, the journals, and the magazines. Okay. Further down the list, you will find information of discovery tool, and I would recommend this one, the last one, that dissertation and thesis. So this one is where you can find dissertation and thesis from various universities in the world, and they are good theses because they are from Ivy League universities. So the standard is a little bit high, and you might want to look at it, to read it, to be familiar with the standard of work expected from PhD or master students. Now, there are many e-resources available in the library. It is important for you to know them, especially on the platforms that are used frequently by the researchers in your area. A different area and discipline has their own preferred database or platform. When you explore, you would know the different preferences and purpose of each database, which in turn would be useful later for you, especially after you graduated. Working with PhD degree or master's tag to your name, you hold certain expectation of knowing where knowledge is parked. So knowing this platform give you an overview of the global platform uh, that are used by experts in related disciplines. So this will not only help you, but also people who come to you for directions, such as your own students or fellow researchers. This is getting more important now because research is becoming multidisciplinary. So coming back to our list of e-resources just now, I showed you the last link, which is dissertation and thesis. So if you click that link, you will come to this page, ProQuest Dissertation and Thesis. You can see it's brought by University Malaysia Perlis because we subscribe to that, and you can key in your topic in here. Okay, in this example, I'm using genre analysis and research article, which is my preferred topic, and I put that scholarly articles, scholarly journals. Yeah. So for this, it derives about 13,500 results, and it's definitely too much, yeah, too much for me to read. So I need to narrow it down. So here, I narrow down the research to recent 5 years publication, and I get about 7,600 results, which is still too many for me to read. Yeah, too many articles there. So how do I narrow it down? I will explain later. At this point, I just want to show you the various platforms available on our e-library, and this one, Scopus, is a very good platform too. Yeah, so look at this Scopus. I type the same keyword, which is research article, and then I click on the press down menu, and I will specifically choose article title. The result for the keyword derives 4,700 document results, which is a lot to read. So I narrow it down further to year 2017 to 2021. The subject area, social sciences, and document type, I choose article, and you press limit to, and from here, okay, the result is more manageable. You can see it's 267 titles, only the titles that contain the keywords, so it's quite manageable, yeah, just to read the titles. Okay, from that 267 articles, I want to choose which one is it that I want to read. So what I can do is I go to this corner there on the right, can you see cited by highest? Okay, just click on that one, and then you will find the articles being ranked according to the citation. And I like the fact that I have a choice on clicking most recent. Okay, that means I can find the recent articles, or I can find the one that has most citation. So because I have 267 research article, but I'm like short of time to read, or rather I am too lazy to read 267 articles, I will narrow it down further to open access. I will choose open access. Why? Because open access document allow you to get the full paper. Some papers in Scopus you can only read the abstract. So if it's a very important paper, you might want to take the effort to find the full article. You can write to the author, you can write emails to the author and ask for it, or you can buy it online. But for me, I would just go for open access journal article and read it. As I mentioned, if it is a very important research article and I don't have the full paper, it's not in open access, I will still look for it by asking my friends to find it for me, or I write to the author to ask them if it's okay for them to send me the full article. Most of the time they will be quite helpful. They will send you the full article. Just write a nice email to them. So after getting the 87 articles, you want to view at the full paper. Okay, so you have it open access. So you look at the red line there, view at publisher. Okay, so you want to view the article at publisher and you want to open a new window for this. This is an example of the view that you get. Okay, the window that opens up, which is the journal itself. Okay, at the publisher's website. Because it is open access, you can get the full paper without paying anything. So I think that this is one of the technology I wished I had when I was doing my master's and degree last time. Okay, this is very helpful, I would say, because it helped me to get the full article of highly cited and recent work. So it used to take like weeks to find such information, but now you have it like in just a few minutes. So you got the article, you must learn how to read it. Yes, you cannot skip the part of reading the articles. Not much technology can help you on that. It's very much of effort and grit. Yeah. So another way of looking at your research result is by looking at the impact factor of the journal. Okay, here you can see the impact factor is 0.7, which is actually quite high, yeah, for this field. So the impact factor also helps you to identify the quality of the journal. Quality as in the journal is highly cited and highly referred to. So the visibility and recognition of researchers all over the world is an indication that the paper is worth reading. Okay, another platform that you may be using, you have been using, okay, is the Google Scholar. Okay, I'm sure most of you have used this, yeah, Google Scholar. And then let's say I want to click on my topic, rhetoric discussion for research article. Let's see where it leads me to. Now I got like 40,000 over, which is just too many for me to read. So I need to narrow down the research to recent work. Okay, you can see on the left there, you can choose recent years. And also, if you go to YouTube, there are many suggestions on how to write better keywords for more effective search, especially when you know how to use all those symbols like asterisk, dash, quotation in the keywords. It can help you a lot, yeah, but that is not to be covered in this lesson, but you can easily catch that on YouTube. Now, even after narrowing it down to current years, okay, recent years, I still get like 15,000 articles, which is too many to be read. So use the information from Schemago and prioritize the journal based on the quartile. Okay, as I taught you previously, Schemago, you can identify the quartile of the journal. Okay, and it sort of relate to the works that are significant in your area. Apart from searching for research topic or research titles in Google Scholar, Google Scholar is also a good place to know the major works and major authors in your area. In this case, I have written John Swales in Google Scholar search, and it took me to this page. So you can see, if you click the citation, you will find their most cited works. Okay, that means in this case the most cited works by John Swales, and in a way it will give you a clue on the scale of research in the area. And then if you click on the year, you will see the most recent work by John Swales, and you will also find out the collaborators of that particular recent work. And from here, the co-authors will help you recognize the topology of the research area. The topology, remember the squares with the links? Yeah, so you know the major works and you know the work that comes after it. So another item that is useful in the area of research under the name author John Swales, then you have affiliation. You see that? Look at the name John Swales, and then you have affiliation, Emeritus Professor of Linguistics, University of Michigan. Yeah. So, and then further down, you will see genre analysis. Okay. If you click on that, it will show you the major players, major researchers in this particular area. Okay. That means the major players of researchers, okay, in genre analysis based on their citation. So when I click John Swales genre analysis just now, it led me to this page where researchers in genre analysis are ranked according to number of citation. This way you can visit their profile to get ideas on the recent development in this particular research area. It is also useful to narrow down your research topic, and my suggestion is to combine information from Schemago with this. Okay, from Schemago, identify the top relevant journal in your area, visit the journal's website, take note of the editors. Okay, next use Google Scholar profiling to see the recent works of the editors and their collaborators. Why do you want to know the collaborators? Because you want to know the players from various regions. Some of them may be from your country, and you can meet them in a conference or go to their workshops. Some of them may be examiner for your proposal or viva. Wouldn't it be wonderful if you have cited your examiner? Okay, it is a secret handshake among scholars, a recognition that is well accepted by many academicians. So, uh, yes, when you use Google Scholar, sometimes the numbers of article popped up. There are too many of it, but you need to be smart enough to combine not just one aspect of Google Scholar. You have to go to profile of the authors and combine it with Schemago, and that way it will help you to really focus on the particular article that is meaningful to your research. So with this, we have completed the first part of our lecture on identifying literature sources and resources. We will continue with our second video on reading critically. Yeah. See you then. Thank you.